So a while ago, I came on here and made a video about the importance of beliefs in leadership and how that doesn't really exist anymore. And I've learned more since then. And this is just me speaking, so it's not like a written out essay, but I have recognized and more cynicism in the world, and specifically in leadership. This sort of cynicism is like, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want because it doesn't matter. That sort of idea, and that in leadership, those philosophies are very cancerous. They infect onto everyone that the person is leading. Whether you agree with this leader, you will adopt its cynicism as well, and you will feel the wrath of that cynicism as well. And it's incredibly difficult to fight. I think that we've normalized cynicism a lot. And we've kind of just, it's become like, whatever. Yeah, there is nothing I can do. The world is completely made up. Right, whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Nothing I do matters. Whatever's happening doesn't matter. Look, I'll wake up another day, and goes to show that what just happened doesn't matter. And I think that we've especially lessened life into this thing that you just wake up and go to sleep in. And when you lack so much control in your life, that's kind of what it becomes. There's so much of the population, at least in the US, that is incredibly depressed and suicidal. And personally, this isn't like a real statistic, but I've noticed a lot of people my age. I'm 19, and since I was 17, people have just been dying, killing themselves. People my age. And it made me really concerned. Sorry, that's a lot. Let me take a break. This sort of cynicism isn't just something that impacts someone of one belief and the person who is leading them is inflicting that upon them. It's something that impacts everyone. And politics truly divide, especially in a two-party system where it's Republican versus Democrat. And we like to believe that there is no way in which we can agree with either one. These are just essential groups and essential ways of life. And they've become so personal because politics have begun to kind of impact very personal aspects of people's life. And very gradually, and I think this has been happening for a while. And people's lives have become more and more out of their control, more and more corporatized, if that's a word. And corporations have been working with governments, and hence the lack of control between you and your government, you and a corporation, your decisions and everything. Corporations and governments have expressed and government agencies have expressed themselves to be very cynical and to think very, I don't care, whatever is gonna happen. I'm watching a video right now by Paul Platt. Let me show you this video. Can you see? Yeah, this video. And it's making me think a lot about, he even has a section called Beliefs, and it made me think about that video essay that I did on beliefs, the importance of beliefs in leadership. This video is called I Don't Think the Government Should Be Talking to Us Like This, which is exactly my point, is that the government is talking to us like it's a person, like it's an individual thing. And essentially, yes, a person is behind the screen, but there are so many people in that process, and there is an entire background of information and context that is being used, that is tied to them, that is more than just one person, compared to me and my social media account just tweeting on Twitter, on X or whatever. And it's weird to notice this rise in cynicism and this rise in like I don't care attitude, we're cooked and so what attitude, because we kind of submit to it as individuals when it is presented to us. If and I think that's like really consequential. It's gonna get so much worse on so many more levels, and where we feel like we don't have a lot of grasp onto our lives, we're not gonna fight to get it back, because it is projected onto us and we absorb that we really don't have any control. My government doesn't care, so why should I? And even with this like whole alpha male like very patriarchal misogynistic mindsets that we see in like the manosphere, those philosophies get adopted, and I recognize have gotten adopted by accounts like the White House and of course our president and Republicans, their mainstream presentation, and this like cynicism is not something that we can really just turn away from. It's no longer something like this is politics, it's just my opinion, it doesn't matter, because it has such a heavy influence. And I don't ever think that a government's politics once in office should have this much influence over everybody. I think that once someone is in office, they should be working to help their people in their country, the people that they are leading, and not just favor to one party. Now, it's different when the person in office would like to, would only like for this party to live, has a fascist ideology on this party being the right party, the other party being so wrong and so terrible. I don't think I've ever seen something like this. I could be wrong because, again, I'm not doing much research. This is just my thoughts. But I don't believe that, like, a politician has ever been like, okay, I got you guys, fuck you guys, and has publicly insulted their opponents and has publicly insulted their opponents' supporters. And this is not a restorative form of justice. This is justice that is not even close to its name. This is fascism. And it's coming to us very slowly, but surely in our faces. No, it's not even slow, I think that this has happened incredibly fast, but behind masks of cynicism and cynical humor and sneaky fascism. What is Noam Chomsky's book? Friendly fascism. This is exactly what it is. It's these Instagram accounts it's these Twitter accounts that post bombings occurring, that post like ironic memes of our military. We also normalize the military to such an extent that we believe killing is so normal. And it is normalized, but it should not be normal. Our military, I believe, is a violent thing. And that's how it should always be. If you don't want to abolish it, let's agree that it's violent. And we're becoming desensitized to violence. We're desensitizing ourselves to violence against others, and soon enough we will desensitize ourselves to violence against us. And it is occurring as we speak. As at least Americans, we are being brutalized. The many of us, it's occurring in hierarchies. Who is brutalized? Who is getting brutalized the most? But soon enough, fascism will fuck us all over. And I don't ask that we say, oh, everyone matters, all lives matter. No. I'm asking that you recognize that you are not safe as well from fascism, from brutality, from government brutality. There is a way that fascist governments operate to make you feel as if you are safe and you are protected because of blank. I'm okay because I live in New York City. I'm okay because I was born here. I'm safe because I know this person. That is never how a government should function. And as soon as we start telling ourselves, I am safe because of this, we are victims of fascism. We are living under a fascist regime, I should say. You should be safe because you are an innocent citizen. No one should be under attack in such a way. And it's getting very worrying to see this gradually come onto us. And personally, I feel as though whenever I bring it up, it's like, wow, that's crazy. And when I first brought up artificial intelligence and the rise of fascism when I was in 12th grade in my English class, my teacher said, well, it hasn't gotten to that point yet, and you don't really have any evidence to show it. I didn't. But if you understand the functioning of fascism, which has occurred before, and if you understand the function of anti-intellectualism and people's laziness and how easy it is to activate laziness in a human being, you will understand that they go hand in hand. And I think that we have to do a little bit more than wake up. I think that we have to begin to take action and really resist this entirely. And this occurs in very small and slow ways, in the same way that fascism has reached us. Small, behind closed doors, and every day and every minute. You have to resist fascism, imperialism, everything. And something that I watched in a David Foster Wallace interview recently is that people expect the revolution to be this big, sexy thing. In actuality, the revolution occurs in very small ways. Again, in the same way that fascism has indoctrinated us. In very small ways, every day, every minute. How? I'm not sure. Personally, I will be getting a flip phone soon, I hope. I am trying to stay off social media, and it's a resist and a rejection of it entirely, and it's nothing easy, and it's nothing that you will probably, it's something that you will probably start off doing alone. And you have to kind of tackle it in your own home, especially in your local communities, and fight and hurt and take on the weight of it all. There are a lot of things that I've done in the past year that led me with great consequence when I insist on fighting against imperialism. And there are consequences to it, especially in an imperialist and when you have a fascist in office. Everyone is trying to cover their ass against this fascism as opposed to fighting fascism entirely. And I think that's all that I have to say.